Hello friend. Welcome to MovieMark. Today we have brought you some amazing top 10 slasher movies on Netflix. Which are masterpiece movies forever, hope you will like them. So let's start today's video.
Welcome to the suck.
Number 10. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This movie based on crime horror thriller genres, with 5.0 IMDb rating. 50 years after Leatherface's killing spree in 1973, young entrepreneurs Melody and Dante, Melody's sister Lila and Dante's girlfriend Ruth travel to the abandoned Texas town of Harlow, to auction off old properties to create a trendy, heavily gentrified area. While inspecting a dilapidated orphanage, the group discover it is still occupied by an elderly woman called Ginny. When she claims she has papers to prove she still owns the property, an argument breaks out, briefly interrupted by a silent and towering man from upstairs. Number 9. The Babysitter. This movie based on comedy horror genres, with 6.3 IMDb rating. When Cole stays up past his bedtime, he discovers that his hot babysitter belongs to a satanic cult that will stop at nothing to keep him quiet. In voiceover, Shirley Liner introduces her babysitting service, a cabin with middle-aged men and teenage girls. A flashback takes us to Shirley being picked up by Michael Beltran for a babysitting job. After she is finished, they dine together and flirt with each other. Michael is frustrated with his wife and Shirley finds guys her age to be too immature. Number 8. Fear Street. This movie based on drama horror mystery genres, with 6.2 IMDb rating. A circle of teenage friends accidentally encounter the ancient evil responsible for a series of brutal murders that have plagued their town for over 300 years. Welcome to Shadyside Point 1994. In Shadyside, the murder capital of the United States, yet another brutal, unmotivated massacre sends shivers down the spine. And more, the unholy name of Sarah Fear, a cursed local witch, keeps popping up. Now, something evil has awoken, forcing a team of 5 teenage friends to summon up the courage to get to the bottom of a bloody, centuries-old secret and fight tooth and nail against unstoppable supernatural forces to stay alive. But in this dangerous cat-and-mouse game, someone else makes the rules. Can the young defenders lift the town curse and end it all? Number 7. Black Christmas. This movie based on drama horror mystery thriller genres, with 5.0 IMDb rating. While walking home, Hawthorne College student Lindsay is killed by a masked individual. Riley Stone, a member of the Mu Kappa Epsilon sorority, struggles with PTSD after being raped by Delta Kappa Omicron fraternity president Brian Huntley. Meanwhile, her sorority sister Chris has angered the DKO fraternity and Professor Gelson following a petition from her requesting that university founder Calvin Hawthorne's bus be moved from the main building and another requesting Gelson be fired due to his refusal to teach books written by women. Number 6. A Classic Horror Story. This movie based on drama horror mystery genres, with 5.7 IMDb rating. Elisa makes plans to carpool through a rideshare app to her parents' home in Calabria to get an abortion, though she is unsure about it. She boards an RV driven by travel blogger Fabrizio, accompanied by Ricardo, a doctor, and extroverted couple Sophia and Mark. When a bout of Elisa's morning sickness causes the group to pull over, Mark takes over driving for Fabrizio. That night, Mark drinks beer while driving and ends up crashing into a tree when he swerves to avoid running over the corpse of a goat. Elisa wakes up in the morning to see the group doing first aid on Mark's broken leg. Number 5. I Know What You Did Last Summer. This movie based on horror mystery genres, with 5.8 IMDb rating. For young friends bound by a tragic accident are reunited when they find themselves being stalked by a hook-wielding maniac in their small seaside town. On July 4, 1996, in Southport, North Carolina, Julie James and her friends Ray Bronson, Helen Shivers, and Barry Cox drive to the beach. While driving along a coastal byway, they accidentally hit a pedestrian. Julie's friend Max Nurick passes by them on the road. Julie reassures Max of their well-being, and he leaves. The group decides to dump the body in the water, but the pedestrian wakes up and attacks Helen. She struggles and he falls into the water. The group flees the docks and swears to never discuss what happened. Number 4. Urban legend. This movie based on horror mystery thriller genres, with 5.6 IMDb rating. A killer decapitates Pendleton University student Michelle Mancini in the backseat of her car during a rainstorm. Meanwhile, at the campus coffee shop, student Parker Riley regales friends Natalie Simon and Brenda Bates by describing a massacre in the abandoned Stanley Hall dormitory, which journalism student Paul Gardner discredits as an urban legend. News of Michelle's murder spreads the following day, but Dean Adams and campus police officer Reese Wilson seem determined to bury the story. Damon Brooks, a jokester fraternity member, attempts to console the notably disturbed Natalie. Number 3. Hush. This movie based on horror thriller genres, with 6.6 IMDb rating. Deaf-mute horror author Maddie Young lost her abilities to hear and speak after contracting bacterial meningitis at age 13. The disease caused permanent hearing loss and temporary vocal cord paresis, which became permanent after unsuccessful surgery. Hoping to advance her writing career following her publication of the novel Midnight Mass and receiving international critical acclaim, Maddie leaves New York City and lives an isolated life in the woods with her white cat. Her friend Sarah visits her one evening to return a copy of her book, and they talk about her isolation and Sarah's desire to learn more sign language. Later that night, a masked killer with a crossbow attacks Sarah and chases her to Maddie's house. Number 2. Friday the 13th. This movie based on horror mystery thriller genres, with 5.5 IMDb rating. On Friday, June 13, 1980, a young Jason Voorhees watches as his mother Pamela is beheaded by a camp counselor, who was trying to escape Mrs. Voorhees's murder spree around Camp Crystal Lake. Almost 30 years later, 5 friends, Wade, Richie, his girlfriend Amanda, Mike, and his girlfriend Whitney, arrive for a camping trip at Crystal Lake, where they hope to find a crop of marijuana growing in the woods. That night, an adult Jason kills everyone except Whitney, whom he captures as she resembles his mother at a young age. Number 1. Hostel. This movie based on horror genres, with 5.9 IMDb rating. 3 backpackers head to a Slovak city that promises to meet their hedonistic expectations, with no idea of the hell that awaits them. 2 college students, Paxton Rodriguez and Josh Brooks, travel across Europe with their Icelandic friend Ollie Eriksson. In the Netherlands, they visit an Amsterdam nightclub, followed by a brothel. Unable to get back into their hostel because of a curfew, they accept the offer of a man named Alexei to stay at his apartment. He convinces them that, instead of going to Barcelona, they should visit a hostel in Slovakia filled with beautiful women. So friends, I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this.